Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Vobes Show, and this time, hello, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, mother? Hi, I can hear you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Vobes Show is live with you, direct and from the special studios that we have it in. And I'm Richard Vobes. The lovely Julia will be joining us fairly soon. She's not quite ready yet, but don't panic, she will be here. We have a fun-packed show, lots of things going on. What's that, Martin? Sorry, I've got Martin Bashir is hiding underneath the table, asking that the BBC don't find him. What are you doing? Get away. Don't go on the other side. All you'll find is there's a moaning Harry down there. You don't want to talk to him. He's as depressed as anything. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Vobes Show, the place of fun and jollity, and lots of your videos as well, of course, and lots of people out there in the Vobosphere, which is superb. We also have some art, which is lovely to see, and another flower quiz on the show today. Isn't it fantastic? But First, ladies and gentlemen, I have to thank you. I have to thank Ron and Elaine. For they have been so kind, so generous, so lovely. They said, you know what, Richard? Your on-air sign. It's broken, isn't it? It goes on and then suddenly, poof, it goes on. It's true. It no longer works, ladies and gentlemen. It sort of works for 10 minutes and then goes poof. And they said, we're going to do something about that. We are going to buy you a new on-air sign. And ladies and gentlemen, if you look over my left-hand shoulder, which is this one, you will see a new on-air sign which has arrived only this morning. Only this morning. All I needed to do was to lift it upstairs and plug it in, and there it is. I did have to buy some light bulbs as well, but don't tell anybody about that. Isn't it fantastic? So that is wonderful. Now, I'm just going to quickly have a look to see if the lovely Julia is there. She's not there yet, so don't panic. We will see her a little bit later on. In fact, we can just do have a little sneak preview to see if she's there. Nobody there. Nobody there at all. Oh, don't tell her I did that. Anyway, it's nice to see you. So let's find out who is sitting out there in the Vobosphere, wherever you are, in a windy world. I don't know if it's windy where you are, but it's bloody windy down here on the south coast, I can tell you. I'm holding on to my chimney pots at the moment. I've got them glued with a little bit of sticky back plastic stuck to the roof so that my Essie can be lit. And by the way, the Essie, I think, has taken up smoking. Yes, I know, I've caught it. Every now and again I go into the kitchen, puff, puff. Big clouds of smoke all over the blooming place. Absolute nightmare. I've had to open the front door and the back door. The wind goes down like gale on a lunar cycle, and it soon clears away. which is great. So let's have a look, see who's out there in the Vobosphere. I've got to scroll all the way back up and see how we're doing. So the lovely Julia is there, but she's not actually there, so to speak. So don't worry about that. She'll be here. Daniel Watkins is in there. Nice to see you, Daniel. Tall Podge Rog, hello to you. Penny Tyndall, hello. Nice to see you, Penny. We also have down there, as he scrolls down, Alison O'Brien, which is fantastic. Anna Jones, G Ramps, all the way. I'm here, don't worry about me. Brainwash Chris, good to see you. Also, Michael White, Kerry Baldwin. We have Tracy Murphy and Bonnie H. Grand to see you there. Tracy, how is Andy? We haven't had an Andrew Murphy moment for a long time. Is he still well and dandy? What else have we got? Rachel T.S. Hello from Blowy Bournemouth. Are you doing the blowing in Bournemouth and sending it over here? I don't know which way it's coming from. Is it coming from the west? What else have we got? Who else, rather? Walking with John and Diane. Ah, lovely to see you, Walking with John and Diane. Hi all, we usually watch on catch-up, but thought we would watch it live today. Well, of course, you chose today when the wind is doing havoc with my hair, which is a bit of a nightmare. So I'm going to have to get one of those string vests. Oh, wait a minute. I've got some jumpers that remarkably resemble string vests. Maybe I should use those. Although, actually, I now use them as Y-fronts. What else have we got? Anyway, it's nice to see you, John and Diane. Thank you very much. Whereabouts are you based? It's nice to see you. Well, anytime we see anybody new, we welcome them into the fold because we are all a very happy family here. At least we try to be most of the time. Unless I'm having a hissy fit and then I've gone off on one and then everybody's like, uh-oh, poor old Vobes. He's down the old pits again. Yes. Judith, hello to you, Judith. Is it blowy where you are? It's not a good deal when the wind is blowing, is it? It's a bit of a shame. But thank you very much. She's there with her blue spanner to make sure that nobody is mucking about. Stop mucking about, if you know what I mean. Clive Waterfall, hello to you. It's nice to see you there. And Paul Cockrell. We have Kathy B, David Vad, which is super duper duper duper. More jokes coming in and dreadful puns, but we love those puns and dreadful things. And thanks, Dave, for your email this morning regarding cameras. Watch this space. Anna Jones, hello to you. And Hereward the Woke. We've said Rick M, hello, big thumbs up from Rick. Always nice to see your big thumb is up. Ernie Samet down there in Dorset, a happy, wet, blustery Friday. We haven't had so much rain here as wind. And in fact, they've been putting pipes into the street just outside my neighbour's house. I think they're doing some electrics or something. They dig up half the road. Anyway, they were picking up the rubble on this great big lorry with a crane that, you know, like the fairground thing that you put the money in and you're trying to get the sweeties. And they were doing that, and they had piled up some of this earth and stuff that they dug in front of my house. So I came out the door, I saw them with this big grabber trying to grab it, and I thought, I'll just let them know I'm in the house in a subtle way. So I walked out and I said, here, you don't fancy digging up my garden, do you? I think there's gold somewhere underneath it. They laughed. Oh, how they laughed. Not very much, actually. And then I said, cool, you could have picked a peaceful day. He said, oh, yes, because every time the grabber picked up the earth, most of it was dust and big clouds. It went... We were covered. I soon went back inside, I can tell you. Mike Stevens, hello to you. How are you doing, Mike? We haven't had a video from you for a while. Hope all is well. Your flowers, what do you call them? Wildflower garden must be springing into life. Now, every now and again, I keep hearing things. I keep thinking there's slates coming off the roof, but it's actually all the wheelie bins heading off down the road. I'm going bong, bong, bong. Oh yeah, so they're all going that way, which means it must be travelling west. Kerry Baldwin says, oh, I like the new on-air sign. Thank you very much. It is rather delicious, isn't it? It tells you what we're doing. We're on air. Of course, we did have the choice. There was the on-air sign or there was the no-hair sign. But I don't think you needed to be told that, did you? No. Of course not. Alison O'Brien says, I'm okay, which is great. I'm okay. Stick it up your nose because I'm okay. Station Master's Choice is wheeled himself in. New on-air sign is great. Thank you very much, Bernie. And we have another perambulation from the wonderful Bernie in tonight's show. You'll be very thrilled to know. Andy Stacey. Ron Langley, hello Ron, look, yonder. I did do a big thank you at the beginning, saying thank you so much, Ron and Elaine, for the wonderful on-air sign. It's absolutely marvellous. I'm thrilled. And now, if I could play a fanfare or something like that, I would. Only I haven't got one. Maybe the lovely Ray, oh, hello Ray, just happens to be out there, can do on his magic keyboard a little MP3 sound effect of something like that would be great. And maybe a for the bad jokes, because I know that Julia would have that button ready. So every time I did a bad joke, she could press the button, it would go and one, or maybe one that goes we are now commissioning you, Raymond, as our chief little jingle maker. I don't know whether you can do all of that, but that would be fantastic if you can. The lovely Julia and Joe are making appearances in the site. Should we take a sneaky peek and see if they're there? Look, hang on. We'll just sneak over to Lancing by the magic of the internet, which I'm surprised would be working at all. There it is. There she is. Hello, lovely Julia.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Aha. They're saying there's buffering going on.
Oh, is there buffering?
Yes.
Yes, it wouldn't be at all surprising. I haven't got any buffering. I can see you and I can see the show coming back. So there's no buffering my end. Hello, Joe.
Hello, mate.
How you doing, Joey boy?
How you doing? That's how good he's doing.
Oh, he is full of beans tonight, isn't he? He is full of beans. Bless his
Go hand him over.
Bless his socks of cotton socks.
Not wearing any.
Oh, he's not wearing it. Look at those dirty old feet.
Grubby feet.
Yeah, they're probably like mine. If I pad about in my house with no feet, what are you talking about? If I pad about, let me do it a different way. If I pad about in my house with no shoes, what I tend to find is my feet go black because I have the logs. The ash in the kitchen often escapes and it just sits on the thing. Whoa! He is like a little Tarzanogram, isn't he? He's just nipped round to go, ah, ah. Or should that have been, ah, ah. No, I think the first one was better. Anyway, that's all good. So,
I'll be back in a moment.
Oh, right, okay. Catch you later. There we are. She's dashed off. She's dashed off to sort out she says I'll be back in a mo. Right, okay, cool. Where did we get to? We got down as far as Ray. Oh yes, I was commissioning Ray to do it. You don't have to do any of that, Ray, if you don't want to. But he has taken up the challenge, in actual fact. Who else have we got there? Emily Champion, hello to you. Nice to see you. And Jamie Boy, Sensible Paul, buffering. Sorry, but I'm not surprised if there is buffering because the internet must be affected somewhere along the line with all this wind. I'm surprised that we're still connected at all. Anna Jones are going, oh, it's little Joe. What are sawn off pool noodles? What? Yeah, thanks. So there we go. Trev's travels by narrowboat, who says it's buffering where he is. And thanks for your comment on the video about narrowboats, Trev, saying that it was a wise decision not to go because it does seem to be very busy up there on the canal. I say up there because they're all north from where I am. Just for a moment, I just have a quick slurp. Of drink. And Ian Dance, hello to you, Ian. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. If I haven't mentioned your name, like Patrick Brooks, I didn't mention you, and Jonathan Fox, I don't think I mentioned you, and Feral Jim, I don't think I mentioned you, and Mark Burgess, I don't think I mentioned you either. I do apologise if I haven't mentioned your name. I'm just looking to see if there's any more. Walking with John. Yeah, we got. Oh, you're in Angmering. What a lovely place. That's John and your John and Diana. Sorry, I lost it for a moment. Mark's Adventures. Hello to you, Mark Donny McLeod. there as well. I think I've mentioned everybody that I can see. Jen Coley is also here. So anyway, there we are. Look, 15 minutes almost into the show. So that's good. And Michael White says, clearly, I have had a narrow boat escape, which is good. Oh, and Elaine Whitelock. Hello, Elaine. Sorry about that. Yeah, and me. Don't forget me. I'm here. Jojo's got some plates there. Yes. Oh, plates. Yes. Yes, they're nice little feet. And Audrey Forbes. Sorry, Audrey. I didn't notice you there. Blind in one eye. That's what I put it down to. And Moonshade, hello to you. Nice to see you, Moonshade. Has everybody got the wind up this evening? Has everybody got the wind up? Is there anywhere where it's peace and calmful? Mark, Donny McLeod, is it up there in Lancashire? Have you still got the wind, or have we got the brunt of it now down in the southeast? We've had some very mixed weather this year. Somebody said on the comments, I think it was John Byrne, who mentioned that in the winter I was making more headway on the videos, particularly with the Sussex border walk, than I've been able to go out on nice, calm, sunny morns than in May when you expect it to be jolly. Moonshade says blowing a hoolie in Kent. So yes, we're sending it to. I think it's coming from the west. It must be coming from Mark in Cornwall, and it seems to be coming west. So if you're in Kent, you'll be getting it from us. Julia M says it is windy here on the northwest coast. Is it? Northwest. Hang on. Never eat shredded wheat. Northwest. Oh right, over on sort of Liverpool way. Is that what you mean? Is that where you are? Glenn says it's already windy in Newport. So that's Newport, Wales, is it? Not Newport Pagnell, presumably. Bonnie says all my plants are about 3 weeks behind. What, you mean they've been blown 3 weeks? Or does it take 3 weeks to go and get them? They've been, like blown into next week. Normally you get blown into the future, don't you? I've just been blown into next week. That's how I imagine it. Clive Audible says the wind has died down here in southwest Surrey. You're further north, aren't you, from me? So that will be it. We are the wind beneath your wings, says Michael White. Ah, yes, I believe that is a song. And G-Ramp says that we've had the heating on today. Has it been cold? Have you been getting cold? So where is it coming from, this wind? Is it coming from the solar plexus? Is it coming from the Atlantic? Is it coming over from somewhere like that? It's windy here in Wallington in Surrey, says Jamie Boy, and it's windy and wet in Guildford. I don't think we've had any rain as yet, and I rather hope we don't. Robert Croser up north is saying no wind, sadly. No wind at all up in Cumbria. Well, I suppose it's nice to have a bit of a time off. And Red Moon says not as windy up north as it was, and thankfully the rain has now stopped. Good old Lorraine. I'm glad she's stopped. When she's banging on the drums and all of that, makes a right old noise. Bonnie loves Guildford, and of course it's windy, says Joanna Jones in Eastbourne, and I'm not surprised, we're sending it your way. So that's good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got lots of things. We've got 6 videos to crack in tonight's show. We also have some pictures from the lovely Andrew Norris. You remember we looked at some amazing pictures that he did before? We got some more of those. And Bonnie has the wonderful flower quiz. We are going to be probably the best community online who knows all the flowers that come up in the spring, thanks to Bonnie. So thank you very much for that. Walking with John and Diana says the wind is from the Atlantic at the moment, but it will be from the north over the weekend. Well, if it comes from the north, we usually, luckily, get a bit protected by the South Downs here in Worthing. But if it comes from the west, there's nothing. There's nothing. It just comes the Isle of Wight doesn't help. Just comes whizzing over this way, takes all our bins down. They'll end up in Bonnie's beach hut. In fact, I need to go and see Bonnie about the beach hut to see if I can have my bin back soon. Can I have my bin back soon, please? I want my bin back, please. And my bin bag. Well, actually, you can keep the bin bag, but I want my bin back. Yeah. Anyway, can't milk that too many times. Rich M says, windy on the west coast of Cumbria. Ah, is it on the west coast of Cumbria? And Andrew Norris says something to Robert Croser. And Alison O'Brien says, I'm just having some warm rice pudding. Now that sounds nice. I wonder if the lovely Julia likes rice pudding. Shall we ask the lovely Julia? She is saying no, but I'm going to go to her anyway. Let's find out. Hang on, let's just switch the thing on and put my headphones on. Lovely Julia, do you like rice pudding? You shook your head.
I hate it.
You hate it. Do you like any milk puddings?
Possibly.
Possibly, you know.
But I don't like rice pudding.
Semolina, is that a milk pudding? That's not really. That's a weird. That's a sort of some kind of cereal, isn't it? Celery, not celery. What did I just say? Semolina. Salmonella, something different, I believe.
Yes, that is completely different.
Completely different. You don't want to have.
Completely.
You don't want salmonella. Tapioca. Is another one, I think. Well, Audrey Forbes says it. Nigel Sandler's arrived, so it's good to go now. So tapioca. What is tapioca?
I haven't got a clue.
No, I haven't got a clue. I think it's made up with lard or something. It doesn't come out the taps, does it? It's something you do after a tap dance. How do you start a pudding race? Sago. I'm guessing that's like Paxo, is it? It's the stuff that you make rice pudding out of. Is it rice pudding? Is it actually rice? I mean, I know it's called rice pudding, but... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Phone's going already. Let's find out who that is. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Vobes Show.
Hello, Richard. It's Daniel. How are you?
Yes, I'm very well. How are you, Daniel?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you very much.
It's very nice to have you on the show.
Yeah, and very nice to have you on the show too.
Oh, thanks very much. And can you...
I enjoy your videos. I watch them every day. I'm very avid watcher. So.
You're very generous and kind to give an old bald bloke a home in your eyeballs.
That's quite all right. No problem.
Can Julia? Can you hear Daniel?
Yes, I can.
Oh, say hello.
Hi, Julia.
Say hello.
Hello, Daniel.
Hi there. How are you?
Not too shabby, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you.
So, Daniel, whereabouts are you based? We tried...
Henfield in West Sussex.
Oh, Henfield, because I did a video
Yeah.
around Henfield, like the little mouse.
Yeah.
What's it called? The Mouse House or something? That lovely cottage, the white cottage with the...
Yeah, I can't quite remember what it's called, actually. Yeah, something like that, I think, yeah.
It's a very nice... What goes on in Henfield, apart from bald blokes occasionally with cameras? I mean, I know Dumpman's from Henfield.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, not a lot, to be honest.
What was it like? What was it like when you know the first lockdown, when everybody didn't go out? It must have been a ghost town, mustn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was like a ghost town. Yeah, it was pretty quiet actually.
And you've got is that pub? Is it the George?
The George, yeah, the White Hart.
The White Hart,
the Plough as well. We've got 3 pubs on one street.
You've got 3 pubs. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Are they still all open?
Not. I think.
I mean, are they
open now? Yeah.
Yeah, they're operating.
Yeah.
None of them have gone to the wall.
No, they haven't. No.
Oh, that's good news.
As far as I know, they haven't. No.
Yeah. So, which do you drink it or eat in any of those?
I go to the George sometimes, but I haven't been since COVID started. So
no, it's just that we used to, when Julia and I used to go doing our jaunting around, often we would get to a point where we'd think, oh, soup and a roll in a pub would be quite nice, and a fizzy drink or something. And
often it was much deserved as well.
Yeah, and it was much deserved, and we would pull in. We did go into one place in I nearly said Ashford then, but I don't think it's Ashford.
I think
somewhere near Ash. Oh, I can't remember anyway. And what was it called?
Ashington.
Ashington.
It wasn't Ashington. No, Ashurst.
Ashurst.
Yeah, we went into Ashurst, and is it the Fountain or something? Can you remember?
Yeah, the Fountain. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's their brains working overtime here. And we had soup there, and I had it, and it was stone cold. Do you remember, Julia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
It was like pea and ham, and it was a lovely texture, but it was just very cold.
Oh, nice.
And Richard very much likes his food hot. Has to still be steaming when it's put in front of him.
I do like it hot. I can't have it tepid. I think it's horrible. Soup tepid. It's almost like...
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah.
Not worth having otherwise.
No.
So which of the pubs in Henfield would you recommend when things are normal and people can go back, after the 21st of June, to eat? Just soup.
Possibly the George.
The George. Is that that's the old one, isn't it? Is that the one?
Yeah. George's pretty old. Yeah.
That's the coaching in, isn't it? Or are they all both coaching inns?
I'm not sure. Actually.
No. I can't. Is that the one near the traffic lights, sort of north of? Just on the brow before you do that long descent.
Near the Noise Pharmacy,
Yeah, that's it. I know that. I did a podcast once at Henfield Museum.
Really?
Have you ever been in the museum?
I think I have. Yeah.
There's a mummified cat.
Oh, really?
That somebody found up a chimney, I think. And I did this little tour. I mean, it didn't work very well as an audio podcast. Should have done it on video, but it was many years ago. And somebody took me round, one of the curators, and they took me round. They were telling me all about these things because the people couldn't see it, so they were just listening to the descriptions, which was probably hilarious. And and then suddenly we come across this mummified cat that somebody had. And of course, when I say mummified, it wasn't in bandages. It was just sort of a dried out cat.
Dried out cat.
Yeah, it's quite a common thing, I believe. Julia might know about that. Cats getting trapped in things.
Not so much them getting trapped. It's more about them being built into the walls in buildings. It used to be a thing. It was done for luck or something towards the evil spirits. I can't remember the details. Robert Close will know.
Yeah, done for luck, not for the cat's luck.
No.
Oh, I see.
No.
Oh dear. So
horrifying, horrible.
So you've had a lot of wind up there, Daniel.
Oh yeah, it's been really windy this morning. Goodness me, when I went out.
I've heard the police. We've had police sirens whizzing past the house, left, right, and centre, up and down the streets. Really? Have you had any? Has there been any major? Because I imagine. I mean, I haven't been out on the roads today.
There's a tree down in Woodland Cote. There's been an accident around there, so.
Yeah, so I mean,
police cars and ambulances around there. So.
Yeah, I mean, you always know that there's somewhere somebody has had some form of accident, and the worst is it's all right if it's your fault because you've foolishly gone out in gale force winds, but if you're just, you're sitting in your front room and your neighbour's slate roof, a slate comes flying off through the window, hits you on the head. Hasn't happened to me, but could happen.
No, absolutely not, Richard.
Absolutely not. I don't want to do any of that.
No.
And Julia, we can hear in the background your conservatory is it moving?
Very windy.
Is it down the bottom of the garden?
Well, the playhouse has been blown apart.
Oh yes, children's playhouse.
Oh dear.
Blowing the doors off. The walls are off and everything.
Yeah.
But at least it's only the playhouse.
It's only a plastic thing, but it's quite big, isn't it? I mean, it's almost. Well, Joe gets into it quite happily, and you could fit two Joes on top of each other, couldn't you?
Yes.
So there's a lot of room. So Daniel, have you got kids?
No, I haven't. I've got a brother.
You got a brother?
A younger brother.
A younger brother. There we are. A kid brother.
He's called Matthew.
Oh right. Oh okay.
So, yeah.
And what do you do, Daniel?
I've been unemployed for a long time, and trying to find work, and it's really hard.
Well, I dare say then that this pandemic hasn't been very helpful.
No. It's been quite annoying, actually, if I'm honest.
Yes, well, absolutely. I think there's many people who will agree with you there. What would you like to do if you had the chance? What would be the thing?
Well, I'm getting a bike next week, so hopefully I can do some more riding.
And when you say a push bike or a motorbike?
Push bike.
A push bike.
So
you're a keen cyclist.
Yeah, I used to have a bike, but my brother broke it, and
So we've got John Fox, who's a keen runner, and we're going to see a bit of him shortly running in the wind. I think he's doing his Marcel Marceau impression of running in the wind, not actually getting anywhere. But we'll wait for that. And so you're a keen cyclist.
I think we've got several keen runners and several other keen cyclists in our little.
I was going to say,
family.
Mark Donny McLeod is a keen cyclist, isn't he? He goes off and he cycles and bakes at the same time.
Oh, right.
Well, I don't think that's true. I may have made that up. But so that's it's amazing that there's a lot of shared interests in this little clique of people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
And of course, we have a few narrowboat enthusiasts, and not just enthusiasts, people who live on them, like Trev. For example.
Canal boats. Yeah.
Yeah, canal boats. Have you ever been on a canal boat?
I haven't. No, I'd like to go on one.
Yeah. It is great fun.
Quite interesting.
We've decided not to do it this year, but we'll probably go back next year. And
You're doing camping, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to go. We're going to. I'm glad we didn't go camping this weekend.
No.
Can you imagine chasing after the canvas?
It'd be a nightmare.
I mean, we looked at these tents, didn't we, Julia? And that teepee, how much was those teepee or yurts?
The yurt. It was 1,300, I think, wasn't it?
Over £1,000.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, isn't it?
For the bigger one.
For the bigger one. You can imagine you've just bought it, you've just put it up, the wind comes in like that, and it's in, Gibraltar. It's like, can I have my tent back, please?
Although you could buy the display one for something like £400.
Oh, right,
okay.
yeah.
Or was it
A bit cheaper then.
That's
yeah,
almost half the price, isn't it? You wonder what's wrong with it.
It had some bird excrement on it.
Oh, it had bird. And of course, the thing about buying the display tent is that, unlike buying it brand new, in which it's already packed in a box small enough to go in your car, you know that if you bought one that's already erect, you've got to then dismantle it and go, how do you get this small? Because
how does it go back together?
Well, here's the little box it goes into. You go, it never go in there. It'll never go in there. Dear oh dear, it's all great fun. Well, we better go and show some videos, I suppose.
Okay, Richard.
But
nice talking to you.
no, thank you so
Julia.
much for ringing in.
Thank you.
It's
very
lovely,
much.
and do ring in again.
I will do.
Yeah.
And I'll do the rest of the show.
Yeah. So what's that? That's all right. I hadn't asked you if there was anything specific you wanted to say that motivated you to call.
I just like listening to your shows, and I'm just inspired by you both. So thank you very much.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, well, that's
That's a nice thing to say.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's very lovely. Thank you very much.
So,
Cool.
There you go.
All right. Well, nice to talk to you, Daniel, and we will catch up with you again, and we'll
sure.
read your comments in the chat area.
Okay then, Richard.
Yeah. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 So there we are.
Bonnie H.
That was Daniel. That was good, wasn't it? Nice to have somebody new ringing in.
Yeah, it's always good to hear a new voice.
Absolutely.
It's always good to hear regular voices as well.
Yes. But it's
nice to have new blood.
New blood, and of course, it just shows that we don't actually bite.
Not always.
Not always. Thanks. That's reassured the person who was just about to ring and thought, I'll have a go then.
Yeah, come on, I'm only kidding.
Yeah, she's only kidding. Right, we better show a video, hadn't we? So, right, okay, we've got quite a few interesting videos. Well, they're all interesting, but we've got quite a few videos to get through. But we're going to start with a slightly younger version of Sean James Cameron. Sean James Cameron, as you know, from London, I think. Previously from Wales.
Originally from Wales.
Who, I can tell you, he did ring me up this evening and he said, it's all right, I'm still alive. I am still alive.
Good.
You know, we've had the debacle. I don't have to get the tarot cards out this week to find out what he's up to. He's fine. He's just sorting out his dietary thing so that he will be tickety-boo and can get back into the allotment and do what he does best. However, he was working a few years ago on... what's it called? Right Stuff on Channel 5, which I believe is a TV program. I don't think I've ever seen it, but it's a talk. I think it's a daily talk program, a bit like the one with the women that talk, whatever the women that talk show is.
Oh, Loose Women.
Oh, Loose Women. There we are. That's it. This one is called Tight Men. No, sorry. It's called The Right Stuff, and it's on Channel 5, and it was a daily talk show, and they did all sorts of topics of the day. Well, Sean worked on it for a while, and he said, I've dug this out the archive because I once made this video about his day and the programme and how it's put together. So, he thought it might be quite fun for us to have a look behind the scenes of real television. What do you think?
Awesome. Great.
Today, I thought I'd bring you along and show you what happens in work.
Third floor.
As soon as I get into work, I check out the script just to see what's in the show.
I also then transfer that onto our social media outlets, while at the same time checking all the news agencies for any breaking news. I then pop into the makeup room to have a look what's going on in there and to say hello to the guest that's on the show for the day. Over on the studio floor we record the break bumps. These are the question and answers that appear as we go into and out of the commercial breaks. "15 minutes before the show starts, the audience are let in and the floor manager then goes through the procedures and the safety guides of being on a studio floor. The show is broadcast every weekday at 9:15 a.m. on Channel 5.
Eight, 7, 6, here we go, you 5, 4.
This morning, do you trust wisecracking, promise-breaking bean counter Philip Hammond to help steer us through Brexit after yesterday's budget U-turn? Plus, is HRT worth the risk, are ripped jeans worth the cost, and are grown-up children obliged to care for their elderly parents? That's today's Rice.
As the show starts, I then transfer myself into the TV gallery. This is where the heart of the show is, and the director who decides on which shots he wants for the show.
I never did practical jokes, but I've had some horrible ones done on me.
Really?
The worst one was the late Caroline Aherne, God bless her. And
During the commercial break, our presenter, Matthew Wright, will spend the time having a chat to the studio audience and getting up to date with what they've been doing.
I like the ones that just have this present bit and then they just overlap it like that.
And then hang it down there, yeah. Welcome back to Thursday Show with Dr. Don Harper, Terry Christian and Dr. Lewis Smith.
The 2-hour show ends as quickly as it began, and all of a sudden the studio is empty. Well, everybody's gone now, and I'm left here, and I'm going through the show, and I'm picking out the best bits, which will then go onto our social media channels. So this clip will go up in a moment. So yes, I'll be doing this for about 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll be heading home, and it's sunny outside, so I might spend some time in the garden.
How about that? There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Behind the scenes in real TV. That was fascinating, wasn't it, lovely Julia? Hang on, let's work out how to put your sound back in.
Hi.
There we go.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was really good to see behind the scenes. I mean, you just don't get to see that on real telly.
Yeah, on real telly. It makes all this little noddy stuff here look like noddy in Toyland. However, we emulate it in the best way that we can. And
yes, with the one-man band that is the Richard Vobes.
and the lovely Julia. And it's interesting because this is the new media, and people call it new media, but it's been going now for a little while. And there are plenty of other stations now who are implementing pretty much the same sort of thing, going online, putting their show. I mean, there's a station called Talk Radio who's a radio station, but they put all their content on YouTube, and they now presenting news in a news format visually, and weather visually, even though it's a radio station. So you can log on to YouTube and you'll get the radio stuff, and you'll see the presenter, and then it'll cut to the news things, and it's all sort of a bit primitive in places, but it's it's where it's going. People are hungry to be able to see what goes on, I think.
Yeah.
So
We'll see faces.
Yeah, see the faces and connect with people. So there we are. Great video. Thank you so much, Sean. That was fascinating to see. We've got more videos coming up in the show. Lots of good comments going on out there. Julia?
Yes, lots of comments saying very interesting video. Thanks for that, Sean. There was a discussion about sandy balls in the
Sandy balls? What the hell is sandy balls?
It's a I would say campsite, but it's more than a campsite. It's got it's got a static home part on it.
Oh right. Okay. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Vobes Show.
Hello, this is Sean from the other side.
Oh, it's Sean. How are you up there in heaven?
It's pretty windy.
Oh, is it? It's not.
Don't let your cloud get blown about.
Yeah,
too
don't
much.
let your little nimbus float around too much.
I just wanted to call in and just say thanks to everybody for their concern on Monday.
We were very concerned.
Well, we care about you, don't we?
Just too fat.
Just too fat, is that what they said? You can't come in here, mate. You're too fat.
So I've got to get out and do a bit more looping around.
Bless your socks. Well, that's the thing is when somebody gives you a diagnosis like that, it's going to be for your own good, isn't it? And to be the slim, trim Sean James Cameron will be nice.
Well, the thing is, with bits of filming that I've already started, I'm going to look a bit different towards the end of the series. There's continuity.
Well, I wouldn't.
I might have to get one of those fat suits.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't worry about that because when I had my eye out and I was on that awful steroid thing, I blew up like a balloon. And so people look at those videos, out of sequence, and they go, "Oh, Richard, you're a fat person."
But could you imagine? Because I remember we worked on a series for ITV, and there was a guy in it. And he had this long beard. Well, he went on to the next show, and then we had to go back and refilm something.
Oh, no.
So he walked into the pub, and his beard was completely different.
So what did you do? You'd had to just get makeup to try and.
Well, because it was only for a regional TV, they were like, "Oh, carry on.
Yeah,
well, nobody's going to notice."
No one's going to notice, are they?
And in fact, we had to go back a few weeks after to film an extra scene, and the entire 6 floors of this building had gone.
Gone?
So I had to travel around Cardiff trying to find a brick wall that looked very similar to the building that we'd filmed out of before it had been demolished.
Oh, see, it had been demolished. Yes, you see, there you go. That is a nightmare for a location manager, isn't it? If suddenly.
Well, the best one I ever had was we're filming in Scotland, and can you find somewhere that looks a bit like Japan?
Well, I can tell you, there's a place that there's a monastery that looks a bit sort of Tibetan.
Well, I went up to Scotland. I was there for about 3.5 weeks, going over Vale,
Glens.
Yeah, that, and the lochs, trying to find it.
Yeah.
Found it. Came back down to Soho because that's where
the office is. Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, we changed our mind.
Oh no.
We're going to film it in Huntington or somewhere."
Oh, right.
And I said, well, surely somebody would have told me. And they said, well, you need to be proactive and you need to find these things out.
Charming, isn't it? That's TV for you, isn't it? That is
You mean
TV.
you're supposed to be psychic?
Yeah, psychic.
Never again did I ever work for a Chinese TV company because that tended to be the theme. That they would change their mind, and it was up to you to find out that they changed their mind.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Well, it's nice to know that It's nice to know you're okay, and that you've got your health issues all sorted out, Sean. And
Well, I was just crawling up the stairs just because I was watching you down on the big. I was watching you on the big TV.
yeah.
So I missed some of the chat, but I did catch. But yes, that's what TV Land is doing now. They are saying, why do we employ all these people, and why can't the presenter just touch all the buttons, and put the videos in for themselves?
Yeah. Well, then you'll end up with the Vobes Show, won't you? Where everything goes wrong every now and again. But
I know, but that's what people enjoy.
they do. And I think if things are too slick, it can take away something, the human element. At least that's my theory. I'm sticking to it.
And the live element as well. Cause
Yes.
It's like, we'll watch this to see if the sound is on.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then it's quite funny because you can imagine everybody on Wednesday were probably in their houses going, check the speaker, change the headphones. It must be these headphones.
It must be something. Exactly. There you go. It must be Alexa.
Anyway, I'm going to go and
Crawl
chew
up.
on a sugar
Cube.
cube.
Yeah, good man. Good to talk to you, Sean. Take care.
Bye for now.
All the best.
Take care, sweetie.
There we are, Sean James Cameron there. He is alive and kicking, which is great, even if he is crawling up and down the stairs on all fours. We are going to go into the art gallery, ladies and gentlemen, and have a look at some art. So let us take ourselves there by doing this. And Andrew Norris, the lovely Andrew Norris, has sent in some rather fantastic paintings for us to have a little gander at. That they are done by him. They have, what do we call it? Painted, I suppose. So I'm going to tell you in advance what they are because, as ever, they're all on the same thing. So it is that sort of amateur television business. He says, here are 4 more paintings on a theme, ancient stones, for the show tonight. Hope you'll have time to show them, of course. So in order, we have Avebury, which again is that, now I can't remember how we pronounce that, maybe the lovely Julia can remember. Is it Gouache or something? Gouache or something? Yeah.
Gouache?
Gouache. I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it French?
Something like that. I can't remember.
Anyway, that's on paper 1988. Then we have Men and Toll and Harvest Moon in Cornwall. Oh, Men and Toll, which is a Cornish thing. Again, don't ask me to pronounce it. Cornwall, that's in crayon. We have the Rollright Stones. I can say that one. The Rollright Stones. So much easier when it's all in English.
With a rolling R.
Rollright Stones in Oxfordshire. That's crayon on black paper in 1990. He did it. And the White Horse Stone in Kent, which again is a bit more of this Gouache on paper, 1995. I nearly said 1905, but that would have been a bit early. So anyway, the first one we're going to have a look at is Avebury. Let's have a look again. Sorry about that. You're not supposed to see that because I pressed the wrong button. There we are.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. That is Avebury. What a lovely thing. And they are the stones in Avebury.
It looks like a twilight kind of time of day.
Yeah. It's either that or he ran out of green, which could happen. It could happen. But that's beautiful, isn't it? That is very lovely.
It's really atmospheric.
So I think this next one is Men at Work, or whatever it was, in Cornwall, which is that is a scanner. That is
101.
Yeah, that is a scanner from Neolithic times. They hadn't got all the rest of the gear, but they got the circle bit, and that's in crayon.
Oh, crayon.
I believe so, on black card. And
I can't imagine myself ever being able to produce anything to this quality with crayon.
No.
Pastel, maybe. Crayons, wow.
I think that's what he said. I might have to double check that. Then the next one I think is the White Horse, wherever it was, which No, that's obviously not the white horse. I beg your pardon. That's the white something. I'll go back and have a look. Hang on, bear with me. Oh, hang on. Stop that. You. Where is it? It's the Rolling Stones in Oxfordshire. That's crayon on black paper, and the last one is the white horse. So let me go back again so we get another look at that. So this is the Rolling Stones.
Oh wow!
Before they could play instruments, I think. That's very nice, isn't it? That's very atmospheric. And finally, we have the white horse. And that is. I was expecting a white horse in the countryside.
Yeah, like a chalk horse or something.
Yeah, but this is obviously a stone that must look like a white horse. I don't know it personally, but very lovely.
Just me, or does there look like there's a simple smiley or bored smiley face on?
It does look like that. Look like he's got a bit of a beard as well, a sort of shaggy beard. But look at the detail of all the ivy on the trees.
I know, it's fantastic.
It's wonderful stuff.
All the different textures, it's fantastic.
He's a marvellous artist. I wonder if he continues to do this sort of work, because I think this is it's stuff that I can relate to very easily. And like I said before, with his places in Sussex, they're the sort that I would love on my wall. So anyway, that's fantastic. Thank you. So I think that was it. That's all of them. Thank you very much. I can't find the cursor again. There we go.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks,
again,
Andrew.
Skills.
That's the White Horse Stone. I think I should have said stone. And where was that again? I'll tell you where that was. That was in Kent somewhere. Brilliant stuff. I expect Nigel Sadler will know where that is, seeing as he is in Kent. He is a Kentish man, or a man from Kent. I forget which side of the Medway he is now, and which way the phrase goes, but it goes something like that. We have a quiz, a flower quiz coming up, ladies and gentlemen, from the lovely Bonnie in Hove, actually. But before all of that, I think, seeing as we've looked at some ancient things, we should have another look at some ancient things. Robert Croser is not as ancient as all that, but he is looking at some ancient stuff. In fact, he says it's time for you to your app. I can't read my own writing here. It's something to do with the Wicker Man. Anyway, that's much I can tell you. And I'm just looking for the actual button. There it is, to the Wicker Man.
It is time for your appointment with the Wicker Man. Now then, folks, this is a ruined church that was featured in the 1972 cult classic, The Wicker Man. This is where Sergeant Howie, Edward Woodward, entered the church and found a woman suckling a baby holding an egg. Now that's some fertility symbol that I'm not that clued up on. You'd think I would be, but I'm not. But just look at this. You can't make a set like this. I'm going to take a little walk inside. Apologies for the unsteadiness. And we go inside. Just look at this. There was a makeshift altar built, and some of these old tombstones were covered. Local notaries. I mean, just look at that one in the middle there. It's incredible. Large one there. We are at a hamlet called Amworth. Now this is near the Gatehouse of Fleet, where a lot of the Wicker Man was filmed. Here is Amworth. This is the most atmospheric place. I mean, just look at that tomb. Expect Dracula to step out of that thing. It's in Old English. I'm not even going to try and decipher. That old skull and crossbones with the Bible, Memento Mori, and with the Bible, the egg timer there, and the skull and crossbones. That doesn't mean to say there's a pirate buried here. This is what St. Peter needs at the day of judgment to bring back eternal life, bring you back to life. Skull and crossbones. I'll pan round again. I believe the girl was sitting right there. Edward Woodward comes in, sees her, sees the gravedigger, who put a drawstring from an umbilical cord, tied it to a bush, and said she's not dead, which, if you've seen the film, she wasn't. But I shan't spoil it for those who haven't. I know some of you haven't, and some of you need to. I'm just going to come out through the door there. Look at these ancient Scottish tombstones here. They're not, some of them aren't particularly old. There is some very old ones, 16th century. Most of them are 17th, 16th century. And that's an old one down there. Glorious King William. So that's early Victorian, well, pre-Victorian. If I just go up, there's another link to the film. The school children danced round a maypole, and that was the setting for the school, where Sergeant Howie, Edward Woodward, met Diane Silento, who at the time was married to, yes, Sean Connery, yes. But now it's a very, very nice holiday cottage, I believe. But that was the school. It looks exactly the same as it does in the film. That tree there, someone will tell me what tree that is, was in, and the school kids are dancing round when they go to question her about Miss Morrison, who only adds to the mystery. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? I shall pan round again. The old ruined church. I mean, just look at that tomb there. Again, you expect Dracula to step out of it. Just go backwards, back into the church. I think there's a plaque, probably listed, plaque that tells you a bit about it. So we'll have a read of that. Amworth Old Kirk, Samuel Rutherford, Minister 1627-1638, Professor of Divinity, my God. Look at that. And it's starting to rain. Fair Onworth by the Solway, glory, glory dwelleth in Emmanuel's land. Well, and there's some kind of date above the door there, and now it's 1627 is when it was built. And it's starting to rain. First day of this holiday it's rained, but I can live with it. There we go. Back to that tomb. Yeah, she was sat on here, I believe, and this was a makeshift altar. The way they filmed it, it looked a lot smaller than what it was. And there's a very, very ancient cross. This is probably predates the church by somewhat. The marigolds there. Again, I'm no expert. I believe they're marigolds, but you can just make out a cross carved into it. That's very old. That's probably older than this church. In fact, it is older than this church. Agnes Cavan, Thomas Chillery Esquire, 1798. I'm going to just pan through. This is longer than usual because it's such a special place. And just have a look at this skull and crossbones again. Look at that. Wow. And a tomb there. I'm not sure who it's for. Probably one of the 1710 whoever's buried there. Back towards the gate, and we'll say ta-ta for now until the next point of interest. Have fun.
There we go. How about that? Nice peaceful place to take the wife and kids and have a picnic, as somebody said. with Dracula coming out of those those tombs. How fascinating! I've not seen the film myself. Have you seen the film, Julia?
Nope.
No, I haven't seen the film. I guess it's a horror film, presumably. I don't really like horror films as a genre.
Yeah, I'm not into that genre either.
Being somebody who's
thrillers.
I like thrillers, I suppose, but horror films, I just find them a bit farcical, and also knowing how films are made, I can't detach myself very easily about, you think, oh yeah, so how did they do that? They got the fake blood in there, and why are they going down? They just said, I find all the logic just too stupid for me. But it's, they're obviously for other people, not people who work in films and things. But yeah, how interesting is that? And the church, I think he said, was 1627. So, because when Robert said, oh, some of the graves were from the 16th century, that would make them 15 something. And that's very unlikely, because most of the earliest graves, I believe, come from 1600 and something. So I was waiting to see if we could see one because that would be good. But it's a very atmospheric church, and that lovely house, the schoolhouse, was wonderful. So yeah, thanks very much. The film is disturbing. Yes, well, it's not for me to watch then. You've put me right off. For some reason, I thought The Wicker Man would have been filmed down in near the Somerset Levels, where they make wicker. That's what I thought. I don't understand what it means when they say Wicker Man. I don't know the term. Is it a phrase, a famous phrase or something?
No, it's basically because it's involving a very large what's the word?
Edifice.
Humanoid. No, humanoid.
Effigy.
Effigy, that's the one. Made of straw.
Oh right.
Well, it looks like it's made of straw, but
made of wicker.
Wicker.
Yeah. Which well, that's wicker is weeping willow, isn't it? It's willow.
Yeah, usually. Yeah. I think it's only willow.
Yeah, willow.
Are there any other trees that can be used for that? But Robert says it's not a horror; it's more of a whodunit.
Oh, is it?
But I think people burning in a big wicker-shaped man thing is a bit horrifying.
Yeah. The only Wicker Man I've seen is Alan Wicker, says Paul Cockrell. Yes.
Straw man argument, lol, says John B.
Absolutely. Yeah, there we go. Right, anyway, so thank you very much for that. We will race on because we have lots going on in tonight's show, as ever. Now, Bonnie reminded me that she sent in some pictures, and she did. We also have a flower quiz, so if we don't get time for the flower quiz, we'll come back to that one, because Bonnie was keen to show me about her saxophone. Because what would be great is to have a video of Bonnie playing the saxophone. Maybe she can do that a bit later. But she says in her email, I've been learning now the saxophone for 8 months. I've been learning how to play the telephone, but at the moment I can only get one ring tone on it. So she says, here we go. This is some information about it. She prepares her canes, whatever a cane is, with a special cane scraper. Also, I soak them in water, but some players use vodka. The yellow thing is a leaf for stopping the keypads from sticking. This also shows the neck piece and the mouthpiece. So let's just have a look what she's talking about here. So the canes, they're not reeds then? I thought that those sort of musical instruments had reeds. So is that not...
I know in clarinets they're called reeds, but...
Yeah, so maybe they're canes in saxophone language.
Yeah,
so
maybe
yeah,
they're made
so
from cane these days.
Well,
Bonnie probably does.
Yeah, it sounds like she immerses it in a bath of vodka, which sounds quite a bit of fun. And that's how they get that deep resonant thing. Right, then number 2, which we'll see in a second because I've got to read it first. A drawer for my canes. This is the drawer for a cane. Okay, we'll have a look, see what that is. A cane might only last 1 to 2 weeks. Also, you can see here a pot of cork grease in which the cork on the top of the neck piece keeps the cork on the top of the neck piece supple. So I see the grease is doing that. Hang on, let's see if I can find the thing. So that's where her canes are. So that's clearly what they're called then. had no idea that was it. And then there's a little pot of grease, which presumably is that down there. Cork grease. Yamaha. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's see what the next picture is going to be of. This one is my music theory books, mostly written for children, but I still find them very hard to learn the theory. Okay, hang on, I'm going to press that button and then this button. Don't want to get presenters pressing the button, it is a nightmare. Grade 1, so I wonder what the theory is to it. Is it like how it came about, how the instrument was made and first discovered and all of that? Is that what she means? No idea. Yeah, the theory of it. Oh, are they? Oh, okay. Right, here's another drawer where I keep the mouthpiece, some cleaning cloths, a chopstick for when the cloths get stuck down the horn tube. That's always a bit difficult when the cloth gets stuck down the horn tube. And also spot the old greasy banknote. It's a Vietnamese dong, is it? Is that what you call it? I use this to help when the keypad from sticking as you rub it between the pad and holes. I'll take her word on that. I'm not quite sure what she means, but let's have a look and see what we can see. So there's the old Vietnamese dong, ding dong, and various things. A bit of a cloth there, and all very clean, isn't it? It's all very, very spotless.
Yeah, it's fascinating because I've never seen this side of a saxophone before, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, I've seen all these little gubbins for a violin, you know, the resin, the mess you make with that.
Yeah, oh, how interesting. Right, okay, so number 5. My new shiny... Yeah, I've got to pronounce this. Yanag Isawara. My Yanagas Sawara. Sounds like a time of Japanese food, isn't it? Yaga Saganagawara. AWO 10. I don't know what that is. An alto saxophone which arrived last week and replaced my very old sax which I found under the bed and looked up learning to play during lockdown. Is it? You mean, how did it get under the bed? Did it just materialise? Was the last owner of the house left it there? Or did you actually buy it at some point and then... let's have a look, see if we can... Oh, here it is. This is the Agasa Sakawara, which is... I don't know what it is. Looks a complicated thing, doesn't it, with all those tubes and pipes and things.
Yanagasawa? I don't know how to pronounce it either. It's so beautiful. Look at this shiny.
Shiny. Is that, presumably it's brass? Is that brass? Is it brass plated?
Yeah, because they're the brass band, the brass instruments, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm assuming they're still made of brass.
Who knows? And finally, ladies and gentlemen, my pink music stand and a book of sight reading exercises, which I do every day, and a pencil, an essential bit of equipment for a musician. It's very slow progress and I'm not naturally musical. Haha, she says. Well, when I'm braver, I'll send you the video of me playing a tune. Oh, good. Well, that's what we want to see. So here is the pink music stand, the pencil, and all the other bits and bobs coming up. So there it is. And I think what she's playing there is the soundtrack to Snug and Cozy, the movie. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, that's it. It's definitely what it is. So brilliant. Thank you very much, Bonnie. That was lovely to see your elements of your wonderful saxophone. We'd love to hear you play it, see you play it. It would be great.
Have you learnt Mr. Saxo Beat?
What's Mr. Saxo Beat? Is that that sounds like Paxo stuffing?
No, it's kind of a kind of pop, kind of dancey song.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. What that's played on a saxophone? I'd say relatively
recent years. Yes. There's it's called Mr. Saxo Beat. It's about saxophone music, I guess.
Oh, I see. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much for that, Bonnie. Right, we must move on. TurboStream has been in Pembrokeshire, as you may remember. He has sent us a second part of his Pembrokeshire journey. We're going to go and have a look at that now. in the video box.
Well, the views don't get any worse, do they, round here? Interesting to note all the different types of rock on that. See the layers of the rock? And what an angle they are. Lovely Irish sea, lovely calm. And then we have this bit in silhouette. See the jagged nature of the rocks and how steep the cliffs are. So you don't really want to go and tumbling over there, so stick to the path. My advice. We're just on this little rocky outcrop. It's a nice picture, doesn't it? Well, that's an added bonus. We've got this ferry coming in from into Pembroke and Southern Ireland. I think it's the Rosslare one, I'm not sure. It's always a nice sight. Love it. Always a lovely sight. But this is part of, this is the open part, and there's a little tower there which I'm heading to. That's the coffee stop. Look at that there, beautiful. And there's another natural stone arch just through that gate there. Fantastic. Right, almost at the coffee stop. Well, we've reached our destination, for coffee at least. I'm assuming this is a World War II pillbox. It's quite dilapidated now. It's obviously fallen down. Lovely little thing though. I'm not sure if you can get in, I'll have to look round the back. Well, you can't really get in because it's quite a steep step. I'm not sure how they would have got in. But you get a lovely view. Let's go around the front and get a better view. Well, this is the view from the front of the pillbox. So what you're looking at there is this is the entrance to the Sound of Milford Haven. And I assume that the island in the middle is Rat Island. And then the far ground is St Anne's Head. I've been over there walking a few years ago. But you get a lovely view, look at that. Perfect time for a coffee stop.
Oh, I bet you're so pleased you didn't go this week. Can you imagine? It'd be blown off the top. It'd be blown off. Here, look at the layers on it. Whoa! It'd be gone. It'd be gone. Oh, you judged the timing on going there. Absolutely right. The coffee, the pillbox there looked like it had not so much been dilapidated. It looked like it had been bombed.
Yeah. Those rocks are absolutely fascinating to look at, weren't they?
It's a stunning piece of coastline.
Slanty and gorgeous.
Absolutely. And I've been down there the other side of St David's, or is it St David's Head? I can't remember the village. I went with my son Stanley years ago, and we stayed in an Airbnb, and I think I podcast from there rather than video. Oh, did I do a video? No, I remember podcasting. It was before I was doing the dailies. So I probably just did a podcast. I'll have to dig it out and see if I've still got it somewhere. But yeah, no, brilliant. And we look forward to part 3. Thank you, Adrian. Turbo Stream down there in the not very busy coffee shop on the front there. I can see why. No coffee urn to be seen in sight. I was thinking when he said it's a bit of a step in there, he didn't know how to get in. He said it's not the getting in, it's the getting out you want to worry about, isn't it? Stuck in there. Help! Somebody! I'm stuck in here! Mr. Grimsdale! I can't get out the pillbox!
Station Master's Choice says, don't think it was a pillbox. I'm wondering, was it actually an old shepherd's hut?
Ah, yeah, could have been. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked more like it with the shape.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no.
know nothing.
No, but you would want to keep an eye on your sheep in case they're getting blown off the cliff.
Definitely.
Like they did in the... they didn't get blown off the cliff in the Thomas Hardy novel. Not the Mayor of Castlebridge, the other one. At the beginning, it's classic. It's a classic novel. It's a classic novel, but I can't remember the oh, somebody help me out with the title of that book. The what is it? The further away from everybody else. The far from the madding crowd. Thank you. I knew I'd get the further away from everybody else.
That was only mildly painful.
Yes, you can imagine him sitting there going, yes, I think, good title here, Further Away from Anybody Else. There we are, by Thomas Hardy. Lovely.
Yeah, they've come up trumps with you now.
They've caught up with me, yeah. I can't remember the name of the character who it is, but he wakes up one morning and I can't remember how it comes about now. The dog has led them to the edge of the cliff and encouraged them to go over for some reason. Is it Tess of the... Oh, it's Tess of the D'Urbervilles. That's right. It is actually Tess of the D'Urbervilles because he gets involved with Tess of the D'Urbervilles. And until I read the book, I didn't realise that I thought the D'Urbervilles was like the Hound of the Baskervilles. I thought it was like, you know, that sort of thing. The best book is Tess. Yes, that's right. Love Mayor of...
I have to say, we recently discovered that I actually have read very little classic literature. It's quite shocking.
Well, I've read very little. In fact, barely any, and it was only in more recent years when I was actually writing my kids' books what I started to grab all these classics and try to read them. But I'm woefully behind because I'm reading more of the textbooks, but I desperately want to catch up. Yeah, definitely.
Does Gabriel Oak ring a bell?
Gabriel Oak is another one, I believe.
Oh.
Gabriel Oak. No, that's it. That's the character. That's the character. That is the shepherd. That is the shepherd. Yeah, Gabriel Oak. He is the one, and I believe he kind of falls in love with Tess. Which she sort of seems to be a bit down and out at first, and then he loses his job and what have you. And he ends up at this farm, and she is now in charge. And I think he saves that night. He saves the ricks from burning, the hay ricks. Nobody knows what to do, but he seems to know. You know, he's put his hand to all sorts of things. So anyway, there we go. Tess was probably related to Lisa. I had a good... yeah. Right, anyway, there we go. A little bit of classic literature there. Right.
Kerry Baldwin is recommending a Thomas Hardy. Brilliant, but hard work. I'll have to give that a go. Thanks to Kerry.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is hard work. It is hard work, but...
Is it as hard work as Tolkien?
No. Well, probably if... I mean, I didn't read Tolkien because it was too... I mean, I read The Hobbit when I was 12... but I didn't read the other ones because it's too fanciful. Whereas it is hard work. Which is the one that starts with the wife's sale?
I don't know, but Andrew Norris says, no, Richard, you're confusing two novels.
Oh, am I? Could well be. Which is, I was going to say, which is the one with the wife's sale at the beginning where the wife is... yes, that's right. One of them is... conflating two novels, exactly. There we go. It's very easily done. Because they all take place around Dorchester, but it's not called Dorchester. It's something else.
Something else.
Yeah, but it's based because he was writing in Dorset, and I think Dorchester was what he calls Castlebridge or one other thing. I mean, it was a while ago, and I'm not really a classic, minded thing, and I don't have that sort of brain. But it is good writing, but it is hard work. Mayor of Castlebridge. Yes, Mayor of Castlebridge. That's right. It's I seem to remember the. There's bits of it are coming into my head with the house and the big barn and various... Oh, anyway, we're wasting time because we're coming to the end of the show and we've still got lots to do.
Still got, how many videos? We've got one or two more?
Yeah, we've got three to go.
Three more to go.
Well, we've got 2 videos and some music. So what should we do? Let's take Bernie on his last trip round the pier. As you remember, he is in Llandudno, which is nowhere near Dorchester, so I can't make a good link to that. But he has a sort of regional accent of Sussex, which would be probably not a million miles away from the Dorchester accent. There we are. I've managed to make some form of link there. So he is our mayor of Vobes down there in I'll get on with it, Vobes. And where is he? There he is.
It all looks very pretty from here. No idea which one of those hotels is mine. I ain't even going to bother to try. Of course, being evening like this, it's to be so careful panning round. There's the War Memorial again by the looks of it. And there's a grand hotel, yeah, it stands up like some Transylvanian castle. And expected to be filled with witches and spooks. And then the road up to the Happy Valley and the beginning of the cable car. It's actually a very pleasant place to be right now. The tide is well and truly out now, and the sea is as calm as a mill pond. And the smell, the salt sea air, it's pleasant. There's no stink of fish, there's no stink of seaweed, it's just salt and sea. This is a weird pier. It says it's the longest in Wales. It didn't seem that long going out there, but you normally expect a pier to jut out into the middle of the bay, don't you? And this one is like parallel to the land for most of the way. You could almost climb over and walk to the nearest bit of land. And then you get to this bit that's built on stone and it's more like a jetty. So here we are. No idea what the time is. I should imagine it's about 8:10. At Eastbourne it'll be pitch dark by now. Here it's just about getting there. And it's getting too dark to film, so I'm going to end the filming for today here. We're just about to change the greeting from Norswethar to Norstar, and with that I'll wish you all a very good night.
Good night, Bernie. Yeah, that was lovely, wasn't it? Very atmospheric on the very long pier, and it's curious that you call it a pier when it just runs parallel instead of poking out. I didn't know that. That's fantastic. I've been on Aberystwyth's pier once. That's a very short, stubby little pier. in Wales, but not Llandudno.
Yeah, I loved that. Weirdly, I loved the sound of his footsteps.
Yeah.
Bonnie H mentioned that.
So-
I was getting good ASMR from that.
Ah, yes.
Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Oh, good. I'm glad it's in the meridian, whatever that is. Great. Thank you so much, Bernie. We do enjoy your videos. So thank you for... What was that booming sound?
Oh, sorry. That was my neighbour with the muscle cars.
Oh, the muscle... Yes, you should see these muscle cars. I mean, their biceps are something to behold. I think it's the blokes who lift them up and down who get the muscles, don't they? Because they're forever tinkering.
Vintage ones.
Vintage
that you get brought over
American.
from America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're very loud. They need to understand what a baffle is, and then it would be a bit easier. Maybe when they turn them into electric cars, they could be quieter. Anyway, especially when the Vobes Show is on, that would be handy. Thank you, Bernie, for that. We have two more to go, but one is us going to get the adrenaline going, which we're going to need it for the end piece, which is good old Ray. He has taken the challenge up that Julia gave him. We won't tell her what that is yet, but she might be able to guess. But first, John Fox has braved the wind, and he is out for... He is out. It's like I thought, should I go and do a video outside? No, I'll end up being a human kite, is what I thought. But John, no, he thought I'm going to go running in the wind. There it is. Short one. It was very, very windy. And I think that, I meant to mention in the video that we had last Wednesday, that's John playing the guitar. So we have another music maestro to join our little Vobes band. And there, look, is Elijah. Hello, Elijah. In the dark.
Hello.
How are you?
Getting an embarrassing cheek squeeze from his mum.
Oh, that's... Yes, good old mum coming in, doing the embarrassing cheek squeeze.
Who's a good boy?
Have they been good tonight?
Have you been good tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, we've definitely been good.
So you're back at school. The last time we spoke to you, Elijah, you were not had school because you were all under lock and key. Your mum had put you in the hamster cage. Or was it COVID had been around, something to do with that. But you're now back at school, and I bet you're enjoying every last minute of it.
Oh, yeah, sometimes, yeah. I'm enjoying the science lesson about physics.
Ah, well, that's good. Now, listen, you had, only the other day, a bit of a brainwave on how to earn some money.
You did, didn't you? Did you hear that?
Yep.
Could you tell us about your brainwave and how it went?
Lemonade.
Could you elaborate a little bit more? What did you do?
So I made some lemonade. I got the aluminium table, set it up, and Mum helped me get a seat and draw a sign.
A nice banner along the front of the table.
Unfortunately, it got wet and
yeah, that was the second day. It was wet the second day. But how much money did you make?
About £6 or something.
You made more than that.
Yeah.
So you were selling. So you set up a stall at the end of your drive, selling homemade lemonade with real lemons.
Yep.
Yeah. We used.
And you were how much were you selling these glasses of lemon?
50p each per cup.
50p each per cup. Oh, brilliant! And
like one of these size.
With a free friendly smile.
With a free friendly smile. And so you made £6. So how many of those did you manage to sell then?
Do you know how many you sold?
I think like 11 or something.
Yeah, that,
Right, yeah,
between
the
11 and 15
mathematics
something like
works out really well then. You may have been diddled at some along the run. So, yeah, okay. Well, well done. That's very enterprising. Did you enjoy it?
Yep, I did.
And did you enjoy the fact that people came up to you and that they wanted to have something that you had made and giving you their money for it?
Yep.
Good.
A boy of many words. Well, I must say, I was very proud of you, though, Elijah. It was very, very industrious.
And would you do it again? And if you did, what would you change?
Well, I'd like to get a waterproof banner.
Yeah, because the weather turned out grim. So you were huddling rather under an umbrella at one point when I came.
Yes.
You were under an umbrella.
Originally, I had a small umbrella. Then my dad got out the boot of the car a very large umbrella for me to use and cover the whole entire table.
It was very cute watching him sit there with his brolly.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know me quite well. I come round and see your mum and take her out on these walks and we make our videos, so you know me quite well. But even I couldn't get a free one. I had to pay 50p for the lemonade. But I can tell you, it was lovely.
If there's any consolation, myself and his father didn't get free.
Oh, did
lemonade either.
they not? Right,
I even paid for Jojo to have some too.
Oh, did you? Gosh. So there we
and
are.
I'm the one that mostly made it. You did a lot of helping.
But yeah, good experience, isn't it, to get the kids out there selling? And I seem to remember telling you that when I was a kid, I nicked my mum's trolley and we went round the farm and we dug up some old turnips and beetroots. And I went up the street with my sister. I must have been about 10, I suppose, similar age, knocking on the doors, asking people if they wanted to buy beetroots and turnips, which were on the farm behind all of our houses. And out of, I suppose they just felt sorry for me, and we did. We sold them for tuppence back in the day. So there we are. How about that? Brilliant, brilliant. Well done, Elijah. Now, we have to play out on our show tonight. Raymond Laws has taken up the challenge. He says a bit of a tricky one, this one, for him. He has, in the past, managed to take Black Beauty and give it a Stevie Wonder type of touch, which was amazing. And of course, he's given us all these other wonderful tunes. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he took up the challenge after seeing the lovely Julia with her ukulele. And what do you think he has attempted to put together?
Oh, it wouldn't be Streets of London, would it?
It wasn't Streets of London.
No.
It's George Formby.
Formby, when I'm cleaning windows.
It turned out nice again, didn't it? So, shall we have a look at this? Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for When I'm Cleaning Windows, Raymond Laws style.
Okay, as requested, When I'm Cleaning Windows by George Formby. Now, I'm going to try and play this with a banjo sound. He did use and a ukulele, of course, but a banjo and ukulele. It's quite a fast rhythm. I'm going to use this pub piano rhythm, which is our 40s, 50s sound, something like this. Managed so far. So make up the time, and one or two others I do know a bit better. Let's have a go at those. go. Your feet.
Thank you so much, Ray. That was fantastic stuff. Raymond there on the thing. Now I managed to get. What did we get there? We had obviously we had that wonderful version.
When I'm cleaning windows.
When I'm cleaning windows. We had Knees Up Mother Brown. Knees up Mother Brown. Knees up Mother Brown. My Bonnie lies over the ocean. We had My Old Man's a Dustman. I think, and I couldn't get the last one. I recognised it. I was going, what is it? What is it?
When the Saints come marching in.
Was the Saints were going marching? Because I was thinking, is it A Long Way to Tipperary? No, it's not that. Brilliant stuff. That was wonderful. There we are. Friday night is music night. What a way to end the show. It's been wonderful stuff. Thank you very much. We didn't have time to put in the flower quiz, but we'll shove that in on Monday. Look forward to that.
For the record, I was singing along with When I'm Cleaning Windows.
Oh, were you? Yay! There you go. So all that needs to be done is to thank everybody for coming along and watching them. Thanks to the lovely Judith, who's been our administrator, moderator, one of those. Take your pick. Whichever
spanner
sounds,
holder.
Yeah.
Big blue spanner holder.
Whichever sounds the best, Judith, that is you. And thank you very much for doing that. The lovely Julia for guesting on the show with little Elijah and Joe at some little point earlier on. To Sean James Cameron for giving us a call and making sure, from heaven, remember, he was up there in heaven. He's fine. And, of course, to all... Jojo, to all the contributors. So Sean James Cameron with his inside of to the right stuff on television. Robert Croser with his appointment with the Wicker Man. To Turbo Stream down there in Pembrokeshire. To Bernie on a short walk on a long pier in Llandudno. To John Fox running in the wind. And to Ray for that wonderful medley that we heard at the end.
For playing the fake ivories and ebonies.
Yes, absolutely. Andrew Norris for those wonderful pictures. Bonnie and her fascinating saxophone. And that, I think, and of course you guys out there tapping away all your stuff. Very much appreciated. Don't forget, you can, and of course, to Ron and Elaine for the, you can't see it, hang on a minute, for the on-air sign, which is at the back there. Isn't that fancy? And of course, don't forget, you can contribute to the show financially to keep us going in these hard-strapped times. Have you got the baby violin? For when, we try to pay our way in this world. So if you want to make a donation, then please feel free, because we do this otherwise on no money. And you can go to thebaldexplorer.com to find out how to donate there. But that's it. Have a great weekend. You going to have a good weekend, lovely Julia?
I'm blinking hope so. I need it.
Blinking better do. Yeah, have a rest.
Blinking better do.
Get the old hubby to look after the kids over the weekend, because you've had them all week. But that's it. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much. Look after yourself, Julia.
Thank you very much for putting on a lovely show.
It's all right. My pleasure. And we will see you all next week. Take care. All the best. Bye for now. Bye-bye.